front. 60s.
You know, I wasn't expecting to look down and so quick, but there it was, yeah.
Welcome to TTC Cars. I'm Brian.
And I'm Sam.
And we have got the triumphant muscle car return with no dyno juice involved. That's right. This is the Dodge Charger Daytona Scat Pack Stage 2. You know all that because there's a B and a Stage 2 on the side. And look, it's black. Come here, let's just get the paint out of the way. Come see the paint. Black is not a good press car color because it disappears, but look at the flake in this thing. I'm not sure if it's coming out in camera or not, but this is not just a flat black. It's actually really good. And Mopar, Stellantis, FCA, whatever they want to be today, they have some of the coolest colors in the domestic market. Well, they have the coolest colors in the domestic market, some of the best in the world. I like that a lot. So let's get under the nose. First of all, yes, you're right. The Hemi's gone for now. But there will be an EV variant, which we're driving right now, and there will also be the inline-six Hurricane will hit this thing up eventually. And there will also be a four-door variant of this. This is the two-door variant with the high-powered dual motor setup. So Stellantis has worked very hard to make a platform that can handle ICE and EV. That's pretty impressive. The nose, I think, is very attractive. Reminds me of the 68 Charger a lot, and you've got Frattonics all over this thing, which are pretty cool. They're hiding right here. If you know 60s Mopar, you know exactly what that means. And I also like that you've got this duct underneath. It's actually a big blocky design car with aero in mind, because efficiency is how you go fast. You have to be efficient to go fast. Don't forget that. Something I like about this is that while it's broad, you have this good arc right here. It's just a good looking car, but it's huge. Hang on, Sam, stay right there, stay right there. I'm still going, don't worry. Not there yet. All the way over here. This thing is, I think, 20 feet long or more. It's gotta be. It's longer than our Ford Ranger. I have looked it up before. It's massive. So that's pretty cool. Let's check it out wheel and tire, Sam. While the car is black, I do love the color of these wheels. They are a gray, which I'm glad, black is kind of not a great wheel color. I'm glad it's kind of going away. We're getting more bronzes, we're getting more satins and more grays. I will say though, just in today, look at this brake dust. This car was clean this morning.
Well, it has to do with those
big Johnnies back here, right? So these are 1, 2, 3,
6 pots.
6 pots, I believe. One piece right on the front, but they are slotted, which SRT did a lot of that back in the day, and I think they make some really cool looking brakes, and they work very well. We've driven the Demons, we've driven the Hellcats. Braking was never the problem. 3530 R20s in the front. Let's check out back real quick. We'll forget the body lines because it's a very clean design. In the rear, we have 325 3520s.
The biggest tire to go on a production Dodge.
This is a steamroller. Yeah. Okay, so look, this thing makes 670 combined horsepower with 2 motors. There's so much rubber back here, it can't do a freestanding burnout. Unless there's some moisture on the ground, it can do it then. Now, it can do donuts like crazy, it can do a rear-wheel drive only. It can actually burn the front tires off and leave some H's on the ground really well. But that's how wide these tires are, and these are very sticky too. But get a profile on the back, see if you can see that, Sam.
Obviously, it always looks smaller on YouTube.
It does. Well, that's what, hang on,
hey.
Hang on.
Whoa,
all right,
whoa.
So look, here's the deal. Optically, I think this is cool. You have a glass roof up top. You've got a little bubble here for your embedded antenna underneath. And let's check out the charge door. There you go. Simple EV stuff, nothing too crazy. Level 2, level 3 works right there. And it's a massive, massive battery. And that's why this thing is heavy. So I do appreciate that Dodge has not left their roots. They do heavy, fast cars, muscle cars. They don't do sports cars. They're not even trying to fake it to us. This is exactly what this is. Coming out back, full LED treatment across. I love the way this thing looks. I saw one actually in the wild the other day at night. It looked really good. It reminded me of, well, the Hemi era that we just went through where you had good rear taillight design. You do also have a Frattonic that lights up here. And then you've got Daytona embedded here because that's what we're dealing with right here. Now, what's that say, Sam?
Fratsonic.
The Fratsonic exhaust. Yes, it has a speaker back here. Yes, that's kind of silly. And yes, we love it. Okay, there you have it. That's it. There is no ICE environment there. There's no combustion to make that happen. But dang it, is it fun, and does it give you the context clues that other EVs don't? Let's check out the powertrain right now.
You know, and it's actually a 40-liter chamber that's in there, so it's kind of working the same as a regular exhaust would. You're still bouncing.
You're still getting harmonics,
yeah,
and it's bigger than my Yeti cooler, so that's pretty impressive. All right, boys and girls, let's hop up front and check out the power area, because there's no engine up here, but there is a motor. You do get a little bit of frunk up front. I like that. And check out this, Sam. In case your child gets stuck here, you do still have a release. Thanks a lot. Never know. Who knows? Never know. Check out here, a lot of orange cables. That's where all the power is at. You do have power units front and rear that are of equal power. They are 335 horsepower apiece for a combined of 670. You do have modes involved. Hey, Ashton, we got a Dodge rep here. He's gonna jump on real quick. What are your power outputs?
So 50-50 power split typically between the car. Like let's say you're in drag mode. So we're trying to use all the power. You're putting all the power to the rear, all the power to the front. So
Okay.
you're doing a true 50-50. Let's say if you're in auto eco, so you're kind of just cruising around looking for the best range.
Right.
It could go into 100% rear. So
And
you've got
just
only the
uncouple
rear
the front,
EDM
basically.
going. You uncouple the front. Some of these cars, this car doesn't have it. It's got the track package, so big wheels, brakes, tires. The normal versions that don't have these brakes have a front end wheel disconnect too. So it'll actually disconnect
interesting.
the front wheels so you won't have any resistance
drag at
through
all.
the EDM as well.
Okay, that's interesting. Now let's talk about the power based on drive modes. We're gonna drive it in just a second, we'll talk about this, but when you're in normal mode or eco mode, how much power are you getting out of this?
So basically eco mode, you're at right around 300.
Okay.
Normal, so basically at normal, everything auto, sport, track, you're about 630. And drag mode
So
gives
much.
you the full 670.
Okay.
And then the cool thing in between, so let's say if you're not in full horsepower mode, you hit the power shot button right on the steering wheel. So
right.
it gives you 40 extra horsepower, 30 kilowatts, and it gives you the full 670 basically on demand with the button.
Okay, so if you're any of your drag race guys, if you're used to a scramble button, that's what that is. So you're getting another 5
Push to
PSI on
pass,
top. Yeah,
nitrous,
exactly. Yeah,
the modern equivalent of like if you need a little, and it works right off the line, or if you're on the highway passing, works in that sense
Okay,
too.
cool. All right, we'll hit that up. Let's send this back over to Sam real quick. He's gonna do interior for us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out this trunk first. Let's see how much space we're working with. Actually, it's just a button. There's no latch or anything involved in that you have to pull. You just push a button.
Also, it
Assisted
is a
going
hatch.
up, and it's a hatch. Yeah, you wouldn't think that from the side profile, right? You just think you'd have a regular trunk, but no, you get a hatch. And you also get a nice cover, so nobody can see what's going on in your trunk.
All your funny business stays alone.
Yeah, look, we got our stuff back here, but look, we have plenty of space. I mean, I could probably crawl back here.
Okay, all joking aside, you could put like a mountain bike back here, put the seats down.
Yeah.
You do
You
some
have
real work with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then look, we put the back seats down, and wow, holy smolies, how much space we have.
That's more than a LX 700H, I can tell you that.
that is dry.
You can sleep back here.
You know, and it goes flat. It goes pretty flat.
If you lay on it, it folds flat. Is this really an Overlander, or is it really a muscle car?
Let's test this. Got these big old hunking
Oh
tires.
boy, here we go.
Let's see. You know,
With the glass roof.
this would be
You
pretty.
got a skylight and everything.
Dude, you close that, close that.
Okay, here we go. Watch your toes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, confirmed. You can take your Charger overlanding. All right, let's check out this back row. First, you got to pull this little lever. On that side, it's actually a little bit more convenient because you pull the lever
power
and it
forward,
auto pulls the seat forward.
Look at the stitching here.
Yeah, look at this. So we got nice Alcantara in the center of the seat, nice leather, and then some red stitching to bring it all together. You get rear AC, which is nice to see. Both of these seats are heated, 2 USB-C ports, and it's pretty comfy. I mean, you get a nice
got
little
armrest.
padded armrest. You have a center armrest for 2 cup holders, and let's see how much space we have. This is sitting behind Brian, who is 6'3". I'm 5'9", and obviously I have plenty of space.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're
Going to the
squished.
crunch.
They're
Oh,
squished.
that's it, though.
Yeah, but that's it. Let's
Well, I
see
can
it.
also, I had it back further than I needed it to.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, and then
not
you get a
bad.
nice little cubby back here, and yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room. All right, and then coming into the door, we get some nice leather and more red stitching, and then a nice padded armrest. We have a good amount of cubbies right here for some cup holders and bottles, and then we come to the seat, and we also get more Alcantara with red stitching and leather on the outside, which is nice to see. You get a fully power adjustable seat, and then if you look right here on the door sill, we get Dodge and some carbon fiber, or plastic carbon fiber, I guess.
Plastic fiber,
but
there you
it's
go.
still carbon fiber. So let's hop in here. Let's see what we're working with. All right, let's see what we're starting. Let's see what our startup screens are at. We can see we're at a 78% charge. Very movie-like.
Sam, we joked earlier with Ashton that it sounds like Universal Studios. And he said, well, lo and behold, they were involved in this
Yeah, they
sound.
actually,
This startup sound. That's pretty cool.
Co-developed, but it's nice in here. I mean, you get a nice RGB lighting around the edge of the car, and it says Daytona right there in the corner for you. But the biggest thing is right here, drive modes. So if we go through the different drive modes right now, we're in auto, but if we go to sport, it gets a little louder. That exhaust turns up. We go to track, it gets a little louder. We go to drag, it gets a little louder.
That's it.
But not only loud, not only do we gain loudness, we gain horsepower.
Yep.
So
Show
we
them the
go,
scramble button too.
yeah, we have the scramble button right here, which it'll tell you we're in park right now, but we'll show you that on the road. That will give you no matter what drive mode you're in, you'll get the full 670 horsepower to the wheels, which is nice to see. We get all of the infotainment that we know and love. Right here is also
Uconnect. Which Uconnect is this, Ashton?
Uconnect 5.
Uconnect 5. Yeah,
This is the current
Uconnect
stuff.
5. In the front, we get heated and ventilated seats. We get a heated steering wheel and gobs of room up here. Let's see, what else are we working with? Wireless charger.
Yeah.
Good
I think
glove
what matters
box.
now is maybe some 0 to 60 numbers. Let's try
Yeah,
that
I think
out.
we should drive this puppy.
All right, let's do it. All right,
All right, 0 to 60 launch mode.
let's do it. Oh, little wheel speed front. 60.
60, 375. You know, I wasn't expecting to look down and so quick, but there it was. Yeah.
No minus. Let's try it again real quick. Run 2, see if we can repeat it. No, don't launch. Ah, I did it anyways. And 60, there we go.
364.
364.
We're shaving.
Okay, so let's lay it out, Sam. By the way, Ashton's with us in the back.
Yeah, we got our professional back here.
We're gonna
telling us how to.
our professional hooligan back
Yeah.
here. So we've got it back in normal mode so it's quiet so y'all can hear us.
Yeah.
We did 2 060s back to back, and it just got faster. Nonetheless, it's repeatable, and this is the EV future,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
so,
yeah, we're not in drag mode either.
oh, okay. Well,
So there it was.
it just does it.
There it
I was
was.
Okay,
looking, I was
great,
like, it didn't
great.
feel like full power.
There it was.
No. Okay, well, there it is. I think a few things I want to point out is the tactile nature of this thing. You saw the pistol grip shifter, which I absolutely love. We
Yeah.
talked off camera a minute ago about that. All your touch points that you feel are still very good. And something that Dodge was always good at before was sensation. They weren't ever the lightest or necessarily the best track weapons, which, let's be honest, doesn't equal fun. Not always. No offense, Ashton, but the Dodges have always been bar brawlers. They're the guy you want to go drinking with and have
No
a good
offense
time. And
taken.
yeah, right. Burnouts are your friend.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think that charm has not been lost here. And I'm really glad to say that. And that's the biggest thing for me because all EVs feel like an appliance. And there's 2 that don't.
Yeah, and we had one recently, which
Wait,
I probably will talk about a little bit here.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I think it's just like we're getting into this age where it's like, okay, we're going to this market, and I think these are the perfect steps that need to be taken as we go to this fully EV, or if that's the way we're gonna go, right?
It's slowed
Like-
a little bit recently, but
No,
nonetheless,
but I'm
it's
saying,
still a
but
direction.
from where we came from, everything was just it was so polar. We went from ICE to EV, no
Yeah.
response, no nothing. But
Yeah.
now we're getting sound, we're getting
Sensation, it's back,
tire
yeah.
scratch. I mean, everything, like, you can still feel it through. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely a game changer, I feel like.
Well, I'm like right now we're in auto mode, so it does the Model 3 thing,
Yeah.
right? It does the commuter if you want. It's still more charming than that. And then you go into drag mode, and it's just silly,
Yeah.
right? So this and the Ioniq 5N
Yes.
are the only 2 EVs on the market right now that we have experienced or that I'm even aware of that are trying to be fun,
Yes.
right? You're not trying to get just a track number. You can make like a Model S Plaid is probably still up there with everything. But that's not the point.
Yeah.
It's clinical. This is entertaining, and that matters.
Yeah,
That's
we were
what
talking to Ashton, and Ashton's like, whenever they were designing this car, this needed to be a muscle car first,
Yes.
and then an EV second. And I think that just speaks volumes to the way that the Dodge team's working on stuff over there, and it's a good product.
Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm actually, I'll be honest with you, Ashton, I was apprehensive with this.
Yeah.
And then driving it, I'm going, yeah, like, okay, sure, if we track this, we may not be like, oh, it's not a Miata. Well,
Yeah.
duh, that's not the point.
Yeah.
It's entertaining, and it does that. And I'm excited for the SSTHO to go on this, because we will get that variant eventually, right?
Yep.
Okay, with the ZF8, and that's just a great power plant. We've driven the trucks, it's real fast, it feels like a, American 2J, if you will, or
Yeah.
B58, very sensational like that. I'm here for it. I'm glad to see it, and I think that's going to be just as fun, and can't wait to drive it. Ashton, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah,
Oh, thank
thanks.
you for letting me tag along.
We appreciate it, and we will always have you tag along because you show us the fun buttons.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.